I am writing to you because I'm too frightened to actually talk to anyone. It sounds too awful to be true. My first baby, and this was during COVID and during lockdown and everything, my first baby was born recently, and I love him with a love that I never knew existed. I want everyone to love him, and so many do. His grandparents, aunties, uncles, cousins, and all my friends. Everybody loves him except his dad. Even writing that makes me so sad and full of pain for my baby. My husband looked forward to our baby's arrival as much as I did. We were full of joy, full of happiness, planning for the future when our lives were going to change by turning us into a real family. We decided not to find out the sex of our baby, and when he was born, I thought a beautiful baby boy, a son for my husband, as my husband loves sport. I could see a lifetime bond between them. My husband, though, has become so distant since his son was born. He rarely picks up the baby and says things like, "Can't you shut him up when he cries?" He's taken to sleeping in another room as our son feeds a lot, and that disturbs his sleep. I haven't said this to anyone, but he never picks the child up, never kisses him, never cuddles him. He's not mean to him, but he acts like he isn't there. I've tried talking to him, but he says it's all in my mind, and he blames my hormones. Well, I know that this isn't the case. I've seen my friends' husbands with their kids, and when they come in from work, they go straight for their baby. My husband goes straight for a bottle of Heineken. He was only a weekend drinker before the baby was born. Now, he has a few bottles every night before just falling asleep on the couch. I feel so sorry for my baby. All he has now is me. It annoys me that if anyone calls or if we go out, my husband talks like as if he's a hands-on father. This couldn't be further from the truth. I can't believe we were so happy 6 months ago, both looking forward so much to the birth of our baby. Now it's all falling apart, and I feel so isolated. I can hardly tell people, can I, that my husband seems to hate his child. I'm only writing to you to find out if anyone out there ever got through this so that I could talk to them. I'm supposed to be going back to work soon, and I just don't feel I can face it with all that's going on. Please don't give out my details for obvious reasons. I was amazed at that, actually, because I recently read an article that said that men can suffer postnatal depression, not unlike women. I mean, we have heard in the past of partners, male partners, saying that they experience labour pains, sympathy pains with their partner, their wife or girlfriend. But postnatal depression in men, that was a new one on me. And when we were reading this here last week, somebody said to me, I can't remember which one of the team, saying, that's postnatal depression. I said, postnatal depression in a man? Yeah. What do you think of that email?
I'm thinking, Neil, it's very, very disturbing. He's no different from any other men. And believe me, Neil, when I say that, because it's always a case of, oh, Daddy's tired, Daddy has to work. What's wrong with that man, Neil, is that he's jealous of that child. I would gladly pack his bags for him. And that's being honest with you.
Well, why would you want to pack his bags and not want to try and make him unjealous of the baby? Why wouldn't you work at it?
Because listening to what the girl said in the email that she had sent, Neil, is that he doesn't want to listen. He doesn't want to hear the baby crying. I mean, like, where was the baby made? Come on, Neil. Like, it's like the man flu, in all honesty. How dare he treat her like that? I mean, he's able to drink his Heineken. Why can't he shut his mouth? You know, it's disgusting to think that that's still going on.
She said she tried to talk to him, but he says it's all in my mind and is blaming my hormones.
Listen, Neil, if it's all in his mind, excuse me, tell him go and get Viagra and take it up his nose. It's probably all in his brain. But he knew what to do the night he wanted to empty his bags, didn't he? No, I don't believe that poor girl. I would crawl the roads, Neil, before I would actually even try and make conversation with him, because I know.
No, steady on a second now. I mean, they were very happy. They were very happy before the baba came along. Like, so why isn't it possible to get that way again?
Because he's jealous of the baby. You know, in all fairness, Neil, a deaf man with no eyesight, Michael Healy-Rae would say, "Come on, wake up! Like, she needs to get a life. She's a young mother. All that child needs is its mother's love, Neil.
Needs the father in his life as well, though, at some stage.
It does, but it'll always be a case of, Mammy, why is Daddy being like this? Oh, because Daddy is tired, Daddy is working.
But why do we accept, for instance, why do we accept then that postnatal depression is a reality with regards to mothers, and we give sympathy and help and medication and time and counselling, but yet if it's a man, pack his bags, he's a waste of time, kick him out.
The thing is, Neil, we listen. Men won't. It's a case of, put it to the back of your mind. Let's go have this with my friends, have that with my friends. It's okay. The baby's crying. It's okay. Alice will pick up the baby. It's okay. Nana will look after the baby. No, Neil, it's all wrong. That girl needs to get a life and get him out.
Okay, hold on.
He wouldn't be out too long, Neil, when he'd be crawling back and he'd realise what he has missed.
Kick him out for a wake-up call, a bit of tough love, is it?
Yes.
Hold on there, don't go anywhere. Anne, good morning.
Good morning, Neil. My take on that girl's letter to you, I think the poor unfortunate, he should get a life, that man. He's a jealous sod. He is. He's probably not getting the attention he thinks he deserves now because there's a baby there to look after. Sorry?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, it's true.
You've no compassion. You've no compassion for him if he's suffering with his with maybe anxiety. He might be afraid. He might be afraid of the fact now that he has something tiny and helpless that he has to look after.
He doesn't want to look. He won't be looking after the girl. Will be looking after the child. Like all women have to do it. The men can come and go.
No, that's very insulting to men who are very much front and centre in their children's lives.
The dad can go out in the morning to work. The mum has to sit in the home looking after the child, doing the housework, doing the cooking, doing the washing. These fathers had just.
But in many family units, that old traditional model is gone. That doesn't exist anymore.
Maybe it doesn't. It doesn't. A lot of women, a lot of homes rather.
But if he was looking forward to the baby's arrival, I'm very excited about it. Something changed that could be fixed.
Was he looking forward to the baby's arrival?
She says he was. My husband looked forward to our baby's arrival as much as I did. We were full of joy and happiness, planning for the future.
Maybe he was letting on. Yeah. He might be getting his oats now, you see.
So both of you would have his bag packed and out.
I'd kick him out that door. If he was one of my sons, I tell you, he'd be gone. I'd never again have anything to do with him. And I think that girl should tell her family what she's going through. I do. I think she should tell her parents. Why should she have to suffer in silence?